Hi Sagittarius, welcome. This is Joy. This is Taurus Tarot, and we are getting a reading for Sagittarius. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. I was picking up on some good feeling stuff, and let's see what we got here. All four cards fell out at the same time. So we have the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Coins, and the Death card. So I was actually feeling what I was picking up on with the pre-shuffle was really, and just sitting in your energy for a little bit before I, started to actually pull the cards, was just kind of a feeling of some good emotional stuff coming up, like feeling like you're in a good place emotionally, feeling like there's some good opportunities that you've been capitalizing on, whether it be something as big as changing jobs or being offered a new job, or whether it be just something simple as taking someone up on their offer to go to the beach or something, or hang out or something. So so I was kind of feeling a lot of that. So let's see. So and I'm definitely still feeling this, but I'm also feeling that there is some kind of transformational energy coming about also. With this Ten of Wands and here next to the Eight of Cups, it's kind of feeling to me like there's something that you've been doing that has been like kind of hard work, and it's not necessarily something that you were doing against your will or anything like that. I think you were making the choice to do it, to be involved with it, but it has definitely proved to be somewhat strenuous for you. Not necessarily like physically or emotionally, but just something. It feels exhausting, actually. That's the word I'm looking for. It's an energy that is kind of feeling like exhausting, like you've been doing it a really long time and you're just tired of it already, or like it's something that you're doing that is like kind of mundane and monotonous. It's like going through the motions, like same thing every day. It's almost like I think this is what it is, and I think this is actually what it is for a lot of people. What a lot of people are really realizing, especially in this time of, of pandemic, of complete changes in, how we socialize, how we work, how we shop, everything, right? And our entire, the way we've, lived up into this point, that entire process is being revamped, relooked at, reconstructed, right? And what I'm really feeling from this Ten of Wands is that you're understanding this. You're understanding how it's almost like there's this wake up call happening for you, and you're realizing that your life has been a series of repetitive movements, sort of, right? It's like, you and I know I've said this before, but it's like you get up in the morning, you get ready, you go to work, you work, for 8 hours, you throw in travel time in there. It's like a 10-hour day for you. You come home, you're tired, you eat, you rest for a little bit, then you go to bed, then you wake up the next morning and you do it all over again, right? So that's the kind of like mundane, monotonous sort of energy that I'm feeling from this card. And it's exhausting to you, and even it's exhausting because there's no interest in it anymore for you. It's exhausting because it feels like it's sucking your energy. It's not a situation that is mutually a give and take of energy for you. It's a situation that is really draining you of all of your energy. And I'm really feeling like it's time for you to walk away from it, right? As challenging as that's going to be, it is time for you to walk away from it and almost like kind of go on a little bit of a quest to find something different, to find some fulfillment that whatever this situation is not giving to you, right? You're tired of living a life that is void of passion. You know, there's 10 wands here, and you would think, you know, the more wands the merrier, right? But no, this feels like burden. This feels like burden. And this 8 of Cups is really saying, hey man, it's time to go out there and experience something different, because it's time, right? And it's time not just to experience something different, which is good, right? Because even if you go out there and you have those experiences and you come to the conclusion that this experience is something that you don't want to repeat, that's a good thing too, right? Like if it's an experience that is challenging or quote unquote negative, right? That's a good thing too. Like having that information is good. It's the contrast, as Abraham Hicks would say, right? It's the contrast. At least if you know what you don't want, then you're that much closer to knowing what you do want. And this card is really speaking of a journey for you to go and find what is meaningful and healing and beneficial to your soul. Yeah, I keep seeing these little hearts here on the cups, and they're really telling me that like you need to go find your heart. Like, where's your heart at? Like, what's your heart in? Your heart and soul, right? Like your like that feeling of passion for life. Where is that for you? Is it present in your life right now? Because if it's not, then you're really being urged to go and find it. Yeah, go out and find it. Go out and have those different kinds of experiences that tell you that, yes, this is something that is not only that I give energy to, but that gives energy back to me, right? That's what this is saying. And then we have the 10 of Coins and the Death card. And so the 10 of Coins, I love this card. It's a beautiful card. It's a card that typically speaks of like, legacy, a tradition, family, I feel from it, right? And riches and wealth and that kind of thing. And if you look at this card here, right, there's lots of diamonds on there. Of course, there's the coins. But what I'm really feeling from this card right now is that it's almost like this heaviness, this burden, this mundane, monotonous life that you have been engaging in. If you let this go, it's one thing if it's only you that has to endure the consequences of making a big change in your life, right? Of going on this spiritual journey to find yourself, right? It's one thing if making that huge change, that step in a new direction, if it's only affecting you, that's one thing. But when you have your family and this like idea of like tradition and legacy, right? So for example, like if you are a dentist because your father before you and his father before him was a dentist, and everything in your family is about dental health or whatever, right? It's like you cannot easily walk away from that because of not just what it means for you, but what it might mean to those around you, like your family, right? And I'm feeling family from this card heavily, heavily, heavily. So I feel like there is definitely some family ties that are keeping you from embarking on this journey that you need to go on in order to find some peace, some passion, some excitement, some newness in your life. There's definitely some family ties that not that you have to let go of, but that you have to put into and keep in perspective, right? So it is important, that if you have a family member, a person, or somebody, right? Family could be anybody, that we consider to be family, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be blood, but if you have a person that means a lot to you and that you do not want to disappoint, that's a real challenging thing to move in a direction that you think would be disappointing to them or would let them down in some way. But I'm really feeling strongly that if you do not make your move, if you do not make your move on your own terms, then it's gonna come to you in a way that could potentially be a lot more disruptive and painful. Yeah. So the death card is really a good thing, because it is the signal of ending something, right? Of ending something and then being able to move forward in a whole new direction. So if this is what you are feeling, right? This burden, this exhaustion, this tiredness of living a monotonous, unmeaningful life, that's a good thing to put to rest, really, and to move forward in a direction of more passion, of more love, of more meaning for you, right? Of more alignment with your higher self, with your true self. That's a good thing, but then at the same time, it doesn't come without some kind of letting go, right? Without some kind of letting go, possibly letting go of some familial ties, possibly letting go of some people that mean a lot to you, but it doesn't have to be permanent, right? Letting go of this does not have to be permanent. It's definitely something that you can come back to. You can go out there and embark on your journey and find what it is that you're looking for and come back to your connections, your ties, your family, your friends, whatever it is, a more complete and whole person, and be able to engage in these relationships in a whole new way that brings a lot more vibrance and color and beauty. Yeah. So it could actually serve, going on this journey of finding yourself, finding something more meaningful, can build you in a way that it actually serves to strengthen your connections with people. That is a hugely powerful thing. I was just thinking of like the dentist scenario, right? Like if you are somebody who is following in the family tradition because that's what you're expected to do, but it's not really something that is in alignment with who you are and who you really want to be, your true self, then it does take some real strength to step away from that. But what it can also provide is, maybe your father before you didn't want to take on that role that he was expected to take on either, and you having the strength to step outside of that, to even with that pressure, is huge, and other people will recognize that and recognize the strength that it took to do that, and almost like have a whole new respect for you, and allow you to relate to those people and have those relationships in a much deeper, more significant way. Yeah, I hope that makes sense for you. This is definitely a good thing. This feels really positive for you. This feels like it is. This is a major arcana, so this is a big event for you in your life, and I just feel like it's going to bring you a complete transformation of who you are and the direction that, or the loop that you've been in, rather, right? Like, it's gonna help you really to get out of this loop that you've been stuck in, that you've been secretly wanting to get out of. Now's the time, and now's the time to do it on your own terms, rather than waiting for it to all explode, and at that point then it's not really on your terms. It's like you have to, sort of, right? So okay, well, that's what it is for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment, because I really like connecting to your energy, and it kind of helps me understand the energy that is out there a little bit better for you, Sagittarius. Awesome. Have a beautiful day. Aloha and Namaste.